We move on to question 3. You are a registered nurse working in medical ward, and suddenly you discover that some patients are being examined in full view of relatives. You have reported the issue to the in-charge, who has not resolved the problem. You then decide to stand in for the patient who are not able to express themselves. Unfortunately, the question paper is not so clear, but I'm aware of the questions. Define the term advocacy. Define advocacy. So the definition for advocacy is this is the act of speaking on the behalf of or in support of another person, place, or a thing. This is the act of speaking on the behalf of or in support of another person, place, or a thing. So when you do advocacy, you're just speaking on behalf of someone, or you are championing the cause of someone. It might be an individual, it might be a place where you can advocate for a mother's shelter, that's a place. Or you can advocate for some equipment in a department, that's a thing. Or you can advocate on behalf of the patients, these are the persons. So that is the definition of advocacy. The next part of the question is identify 4 cooperating partners working with the Ministry of Health and explain their possible areas of collaboration. We have quite a number. We have got local cooperating partners and we have international cooperating partners who work with the Ministry of Health. The first one I'll talk about is the World Bank. The World Bank, as you know, they borrow money to countries or to institutions. So the World Bank, it works in collaboration with the Ministry of Health by providing financing health programs. So you find that there are some health programs which can be financed with loans which would have been borrowed from the World Bank. Some of it, not just health programs, but even facilities, equipment, infrastructure. We can take loans from the World Bank to build hospitals and clinics. We have the United Nations Development Program. They also support development programs in Zambia. So health development programs are also supported by these partners. We have the International Monetary Fund, IMF. They give access to finance to government of the Zambian government, which enables it to finance health programs. So these are some of the international partners that we have. Then we also have United States government through USAID. They support in specific health programs like HIV and AIDS, malaria control programs. Then we've got the British government through DFID, European Union, and African Development Bank. We also have local cooperating partners. We've got the CHAZ, Churches Hospital Association of Zambia. They also work with the Ministry of Health. As they have mission hospitals, so they also provide healthcare to the population. We also have other ministries which also cooperate with the Ministry of Health. We've got the Ministry of Information. They also disseminate information which is relevant to the health issues. For example, we have Corona. You find that you get updates on COVID-19 through the facilitation of Ministry of Information. So they disseminate information which is pro-health, thereby supporting the Ministry of Health. We have got the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Defense. They also assist the Ministry of Health as well in their programs. So the different ministries in the government of Zambia, they also support the Ministry of Health. We've got Ministry of Agriculture. They also collaborate when it comes to nutrition. So these are the international and the local partners who work with the Ministry of Health. And I've tried to explain their possible areas of collaboration. We move on to part B of the question. Explain the 5 qualities of an advocate. So if a person wants to be an advocate, there are some qualities that we expect an individual to have. Number 1, helpfulness. Number 2, communication. Number 3, organization. Number 4, problem solving. And number 5, patience. Now, helpfulness. There is no way you can stand on behalf of someone if you're not helpful. So it is a quality which is important. A person who is helpful in general is more able to stand in as an advocate. Communication, you need to communicate with the different stakeholders. So it is very important for somebody to have a quality of good communication skills. Organization, it's very important to be organized as an individual, as an advocate, because you work in complex situation in which if you are not organized, you might not be able to fully stand in or work as an advocate. Problem solving. One of the aspects of advocacy is solving problems on behalf of others, as we said earlier on. So problem solving skills is also a very important quality that an individual who wants to stand in as an advocate is supposed to have. Patience. Sometimes when you advocate, the results don't just come immediately. You need to be a person who is patient, who can wait for time, who can follow on issues, and not hurry to have immediate results. So patience is one of the important quality which is expected of an advocate. Part C, explain 5 elements of advocacy. The 5 elements of advocacy that we have the first one is attitude and emotions. You find that as you fulfill the role of advocacy, this element is very important. For sometimes you meet people with different attitudes. Sometimes you meet people with different emotions. So it is very, very important that this element of attitude and emotions, a person who is into advocacy, they understand this element and go around this element and use it to their advantage in moving the agenda that they're trying to advocate for. Flexibility. It is very important to be flexible. If one is to be rigid, you find that it is very difficult for you to deliver results. So flexibility is one of the key important areas also in advocacy. Then we also have determination. It's another element of advocacy. Without determination, it's very difficult to follow through, as I also said it earlier on. Then it is also important to create a paper trail. Creating a paper trail is another element of advocacy, because sometimes you find that the people that you engage in are not the people who are going to make a final say. So some people, they can tell you, I don't know about it, but the moment you put things in writing and you create a paper trail, it is very easy for you as an individual to follow up on issues. So creating a paper trail is a very good element in advocacy that needs to be done. Knowledge. It is critical for any person who wants to move into advocacy to understand the subject matter very well. So you need to be knowledgeable of the area in which you are promoting or you are advocating for. So the 5 elements, I will mention them, is attitudes and emotions. Number 2, flexibility. Number 3, determination. Number 4, creating a paper trail. And number 5, knowledge. We move on to part D. State 6 rights of a patient that you will consider during the process of change. State the 6 rights of a patient that you consider during the process of change. The 6 rights that I would consider in the process of change is as follows. Number 1, confidentiality. It is important that we maintain confidentiality. It is the right of a patient. Number 2, informed consent. Number 3, right to information. Number 4, right to privacy. Number 5, right to refusal. And number 6, access to care. So the six rights of the patient I will consider in the process of change. Number 1, confidentiality. Number 2, informed consent. Number 3, right to information. Number 4, right to privacy. Number 5, right to refusal. And number 6, access to care. Ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the November 2017 GNC paper, where we looked at section A, B, C, and D. For any clarification, feel free to post into the group. I'll be very happy to respond to at least a question from the members. As I said earlier on, I shall prepare the MCQ answers and post the responses at a later date. Thank you very much and all the best. May we subscribe for the next tutorial that is going to be posted in a few days' time. All the best in your studies and God bless.